Hello and good day, I'm Joanne and this is Rocket Boom. World leaders are forced to seek solutions to the world food crisis at the G8 summit this week in Hokkaido, Japan. So, we decided to take a closer look at the world food crisis as well. An estimated 840 million people around the world are chronically hungry. That's almost 1 in 10. How did it happen? For the past 30 years or more, the price of basic foodstuffs has remained relatively constant. Not extremely high, nor extremely low, just kind of somewhere in the middle. But it looks like this long period of stability is perhaps over. Food prices have risen on average 40% since mid-2007. In less than a year, the price of wheat has doubled, while other staples such as corn, maize and soy are trading high as well. Rice and coffee prices are running at 10-year highs, and in some countries, prices for milk and meat have more than doubled. Several factors contribute to this sharp and quick rise. 1. Corn is being prioritised over other crops due to the world's heavily subsidised production of biofuels. Up to a quarter of the land used to grow corn will be devoted to ethanol production in the United States in 2008. This situation benefits our economy, but hurts subsistence agriculture in developing countries. 2. Unstable and unusual weather patterns such as droughts and flooding, possibly caused by global warming, have impacted crops in key food-producing countries. 3. Unpredictably, as the price of wheat or rice begins to rise in the marketplace, some countries impose strict export control to try and preserve food for their own people. This means less is available for export to those countries that rely on food imports. 4. There are more and more mouths to feed, especially in countries with a rising middle class such as China and India. The wealthier you are, the more you tend to eat. It's estimated already that food prices are unlikely to return to previously lower levels due to the higher costs associated with food production, especially the fuel it takes to transport the food. So the big question is, who does this affect exactly? Right now, it affects the most poor and vulnerable population groups who spend 50 to 80% of their income on food. It's estimated that an extra 100 million people have been plunged into poverty just from the recent price hikes. The food crisis has triggered riots in Haiti, Egypt, the Philippines, parts of West Africa and Indonesia, and the World Food Programme's biggest concern is widespread misery and malnutrition, rather than famine. It's a pretty bleak outlook, but could today's crisis be tomorrow's opportunity? Higher food prices around the world might stimulate local agricultural production in countries that depend on imports. This will be likelier if the United States and Europe finally dismantle the wasteful crop subsidies and trade barriers that fatten their farmers' bank accounts, but distort international markets at the expense of the poor. Many solutions are being considered. Just this week, Gordon Brown urged Britons to make saving food as important as saving energy, with the publication of a UK government report revealing food waste per year at over 4 million tonnes, at a cost of hundreds of pounds per household. This situation impacts us all. At Rocket Boom, we always welcome your thoughts and comments, so if you'd like to share your views on the food crisis, we want to hear from you. Food for thought indeed.